Hey everyone, welcome back. We are of course in Hinterland. It's still March. I took the time, actually I've been putting quite a bit of work into getting us all up to snuff on our fields that we have planted, which is basically, it doesn't really show it here. There we go. All of our fields except for 3 of them. Holding out for some corn, I think, on these 2 here. I think down here probably sorghum. We'll see how it goes, what kind of mood we're in. But that's next month. I have plowed, I'm sorry, I have, since we planted, I have also rolled and actually weeded, believe it or not, on our northern fields. I don't think any of our southern fields needed weeding. And remember, the northern fields were the ones I created using the cultivate as a plow mod. These down here I pretty much, I think, created with just straight plowing. I think this one over here, I forget what I did with this one. Anyways, kind of going old school today. We are officially out of silage. We've been out of silage. Of course, we can buy TMR, but then I thought, oh, wait a minute. I'm going to do it the way I used to do it back in the days of FS13. Maybe even 15, when things weren't quite so fancy, and you take a mower, throw it on the front of a tractor, and tow a forage wagon behind you, and, well, you picked up grass, you know. I also installed these this fermenting silo from Ornata. We won't go all the way over there, but you can see them there in the distance. They will take grass, hay, or chaff, and I think 2 million liters of it. So I thought, you know what? Instead of just moving ahead in time, we've got an opportunity. Let me lower our forage wagon. Let me fire our forage wagon up. Fire our mower up. Lower that. We have an opportunity to go ahead and, well, throw some grass in that fermenting silo. Plus, this wagon is has silage additive. I'm gonna lift up the mower here. We're gonna cross the path. I'm gonna try not to mow the path. These paths get weird if you mow them. They turn into just, well, if you look up there in the upper left hand corner, they turn into that, just dirt paths. And I kind of like the way they look, not being dirt paths, so I'm not gonna mow them if I can help it. Let's lower our mower and let's get to I think, yeah, do I have it? Yeah, we got it. Excellent. Looks like we've got some grass coming into the wagon there. Outstanding. Yeah, this is the way I remember doing it on FS13 in particular, especially when like the sheep needed grass for food and I was running low on food. Actually, I think for a while, I think I was doing it this way all the time to give the sheep food, if I remember right. Keeping it simple, you know? What do they say? KISS. Keep it simple, stupid. That's what we're doing, I guess, more or less. And we haven't used our forage wagon a whole lot. And on top of that, we really haven't been using our regular mowers that much either. I think we've... Oh, that's weird. Look at that. It's picking up the lime. I don't think that field is planted. So I shouldn't be doing any harm to it as far as crops go. But yeah, it's going to look a little bit weird for a bit to have a trail of, I guess, a trail of grass missing. But hey, it is what it is. We need grass, and this is a good way to go about doing it. And there's a lot of grass around here if you think about in between the fields. Plus, I mean, honestly, if we get desperate, we've got a lot of area over there by our animals. We've got some by our production facilities. We've got plenty of room for to get meadow grass. Still want to plant regular grass just to see if we can get a little bit bigger volume. but haven't planted a field of grass in quite a while, now that I think about it. So hopefully your weekend was well. Actually, I'm recording this a little earlier on Sunday. We have a severe thunderstorm watch in the area. Things are getting a little bit, if I look outside, things are getting a little bit dark out there, if I'm being honest. It's looking stormy. I love storms. Oh my gosh. I love thunderstorms. Really, really do. Of course, it's easy to say that when you don't normally, you know, when you don't live in an area where they become super violent. I don't know. I think I'd have to avoid Tornado Alley. I've seen too many movies and TV shows, and Tornado Alley makes me very, very nervous. I don't know if you've ever watched Storm Chasers, but yeah, that did it for me. Let's turn off the mower. Let's turn off our wagon, and let's dump some grass in here. We'll get some stuff fermenting. It is a little bit actually, you know what, I just thought of something. This thing, hold on a second. This is a production facility, right? So we can store, but we can distribute. I just thought of this. I wasn't really thinking about doing anything other than storing it. So if we pick distribute here for silage, will it distribute to our TMR mixer? Oh, we've got to try that, right? At least try it. I have to assume it will. It's like any other production chain, right? Where we distribute one to another, so I would think this would do it. So let's do that. Let's make sure it's set to distributing. Let's turn on grass silage. I'm going to go ahead and turn all of them on because it doesn't hurt. So I don't forget is more like it, because I probably will. But let's turn on grass silage. We should start seeing, yep, we're going to start seeing silage being made. And I would think that would distribute, unless something's broken, to here. We'll find out. Usually takes a little bit of time. The other thing I wanted to do, since we're in here already and we have a little bit of money, I thought it might be interesting. You can see how our bakery is not doing very well at all. And I think that's primarily because flour is done right now. So we really need some grain crops to come in. But I thought it would be interesting, since we actually have our upgradable production facilities, or upgradable factories mod installed. I thought, let's try it. So it's going to cost us $55,000 to upgrade our bakery. In particular, if we look at the flour production, we're going to be having wheat here pretty soon. 2,400 cycles, 5 to 4. If we upgrade it, stays at 5 to 4, but it bumps 2,400. Well, it more than doubles the cycles per month. It does, however, double the cost as well, it looks like, right? Because wasn't it like $4, was it? But I like that. Let's give that a go. The only other one that I could think of, I mean, I know that we originally had upgraded all of our open-air gardens. I'm not going to worry about that at the moment. But the only other one I thought of that might be kind of fun to upgrade, we really don't need to, probably, would be our, what's it called? Our spinnery. That might be kind of fun to see what that can do upgraded. But we will hold off on that for the time being. I think that's going to be an expensive upgrade. We'll see. We'll see. Let's get the wagon fired up here. See a little bit of grass here we might be able to scoop up. There we go. And let's get our mower. Let's get back at it. I really don't know how much. I mean, we could, I guess for all intents and purposes, we could mow till the cows come home like all night long and fill that thing up, but it wouldn't, really don't need to. We can leave some room, certainly leave a lot of room. We're going to have a lot of corn coming in. Not corn, but chaff from our cornfields. But that's, I'm thinking like it's an instant growth thing, but we're not going to see chaff for what, 6 months, 8 months? So yeah, maybe we do need to do a little bit more grass than I was thinking. It's quite relaxing. It's not a bad way to spend a Sunday afternoon. In fact, I would say, you know, if I was in the farming biz and I had to pick something to do for a Sunday afternoon, this might be one of those things that wouldn't be so bad to do. Do we have anything planted? Yeah, the sunflowers. Okay. I don't think we're hurting anything, are we, from going onto the field? I don't think so. That's something I think I've never done. I guess I've done it for like testing, but I've never done it as an actual gameplay. Is you know how you can get the proper header for your forage harvester and you can basically create chaff from regular crops. I think you can do it with wheat, barley. Is it wheat, barley, and oats that you can do it with? Let's take a quick peek. I kind of forget what that is. Where is that head at? Is it this one? Yeah. So grass, yeah, sunflowers, soybeans. Oh yeah, definitely. But I've never really done that. I guess I've always kind of considered that the crops were more valuable to actually harvest the crop instead of turning it into chaff. But I guess if you were either desperate to get some chaff or you're role-playing something, or it's just the way that you see things done in your neck of the woods. I think somebody did a test, I'm almost certain of it, that some YouTuber did a test on that and kind of showed the cost-benefit analysis, I guess you could say, of foraging wheat and barley and stuff versus actually harvesting it. And I think, as expected, it's you know, crops are more valuable, especially with production chains now. And this was, I think, a couple game versions ago before production chains were a thing. But I would say almost definitely now with production chains, you'd be silly. I think you'd be silly to forage your crops, but everybody plays the game different, does different things. Maybe you're doing it, you know, sometimes I do things that aren't maybe like the most productive way just because I want to do something different. That's kind of what this game's good at, is, you know, 1,000 different ways to play it and another 1,000 different ways to use your equipment. So yeah, we've got storms on the way. I I'm kind of thinking it might be a good idea for me to get my recordings out of the way, just in case we have some power loss or something like that. I was recording an episode of Farmer's Dynasty yesterday, and I'm not quite sure what happened, but it was, I must have either accidentally or something started and stopped the recording, and I was about 45 minutes into it, 50 minutes, and I was done with the episode, and when I must have double tapped the record key, because all I saw on the screen was recording started, and oh man, my heart just sank into my gut, and I was like, did I just spend almost an hour playing Farmer's Dynasty thinking I'm recording it, and the whole time I wasn't? I've been very lucky that I haven't done that to myself yet. I'm surprised I haven't. I was trying OBS out. I remember earlier on when I started the channel, I was trying OBS, and that was one of the main things that kept me from using it, actually. Was there was no way for me to verify that my video was recording when I was testing it. And I thought that's such an obvious thing that you would want. You would want some kind of an indicator that says, hey, it's recording, you're good to go. Now I guess there is an indicator that's down in the system tray, is my understanding, but when you're playing a full screen game and you only have one monitor, that's not exceptionally helpful. I have no idea where we are, where I'm going. I'm just out for a Sunday cruise, taking in grass. All for the cows. All for our cows. Been lucky that the sheep have been able to fend for themselves. I was thinking about grabbing some of our hay bales. We have hay bales in storage, and this fermenting silo will take hay. But then I thought, well, I don't want to use it for that because we're going to need hay anyways for our TMR, so I didn't want to, what do they say, rob Peter to pay Paul? That's kind of how it felt. Oh, it looks like we've made a full loop. Let's see if we can get this knocked out. It's nice having the silage additive. I'm not so sure I would want to do this without silage additive. I mean, I guess it's still could be worth doing, but that silage additive adds so much volume. Oh, we're down there? Okay. The silage additive adds a lot of volume to this grass and really makes it that much more worth doing. Certainly not the most productive way to go about it, I don't think. So we're looking at, I think this thing holds about 37,000 liters. Which is about roughly 6 bales, 6,000 liter bales. Oh, looks like we have a full wagon. So yeah, there's 37,000 liters. We'll say roughly 6 bales if they're 6,000 liters each, a little bit more than that. And if you think about it, 6 bales does not sound like very much, does it? So I would say this is not probably the most time sensitive way of doing it, but it looked inviting to me. And like I said, we really haven't used our forage wagon a whole lot. And we haven't really been using our mowers that much lately, so might need to, in fact, if we look at, grass will be the first thing we can get our hands on. We planted our grass, and I think that's 3, so I think that's 1, 2, 3. I think July we'll be able to have a good grass cutting on our 2 grass fields. So that gives us about 4 months where we're not going to have anything. And then the corn, we're going to plant next month. And we won't be able to harvest that for 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 months. So yeah, we're a ways off from having silage readily available to us. And I think the summer renters will like the fact that we're... maybe they'll be happy that we're mowing their fields. I don't know. They're hard to please. Now, if I do Control V, I think that lowers and raises, or is it Shift? Nope. Control V. I thought Control V was supposed to lower both the front and rear, but I'm not seeing that happen. All right, let's lower our mower. And let's scooch up here a little bit. Fire our mower up. Lower. Fire up. Did I raise you, Mr. Mower? Or did I lower you? You look raised to me. Oh, that is lowered. Okay, good deal. All right, let's get started. Rinse and repeat. Oh, I like that. Grass just percolating into the wagon. I suppose, I don't know what the widest front mower deck is. I know there's a wider one that you can get, but if I remember correctly, I tested this, and this guy here, 7.3 meters, but he does not do swathing. Doesn't do a windrow, so that would not be good. 3.2 meters. 3.6 meters. This is the one we're using. How big is this John Deere? 4.5 meters. That might be kind of interesting. Do you have a hitch? I wonder if we could... You throw a hitch on the back of this thing. Maybe throw some hydraulics on it. You could also, if you wanted to, I guess, use the big, the Chrome Big M. Throw a hitch on the back of that thing like we did before. Instead of a baler, though, you could use the wagon. But I think at that point, I'm just going to bail. Probably faster, and you don't have to keep running back and forth to empty your wagon, which is kind of handy. That's probably the more time-consuming part of this whole thing, right? Is having to dump your wagon somewhere. I guess you could dump it on the ground if you wanted to. Come back and get it. Nice and quiet. Air conditioning. Maybe have some tunes playing. I think this would be the kind of deal where I'd want some music playing. Maybe enjoying some light jazz. Some soft, mellow jazz. Or maybe some Slipknot, you know? I don't know. I wish I could experience doing farming. It just seems like something that would be quite enjoyable. For the most part, I'm sure there's a lot of things farmers do that aren't so much fun either, but I think it'd be addicting. And I think it would just be really, really rewarding. I mean, it's your work that you're putting in, and you see actual benefits from it, you know? When crops grow, you can look at those fields and say, yeah, you know, I did this, or we did this, you know, I think that would be very, very cool. Financially, that's the part that I'm not sure I wrap my brain around sometimes with farming. I just look at a lot of this equipment and you know how expensive it is. And you see some of these farmers that, you know, millions of dollars in equipment. So there must be some money there for selling crops. If you can take the stress of having the bank loans, I guess, and stuff too. Holy cow. That would keep me up at night, I think, sometimes. I don't know if the Fent's overkill for this kind of work, but I felt like using the Fent today. Kind of wish Krone made tractors. Be kind of so cool to see a Krone tractor, wouldn't it? They don't make tractors, do they? I don't think so. I think they only do the self-propelled mowers. I don't even think they make self-propelled balers, if I'm mistaken. I don't think they do. Alright, we are gonna just finish up this strip here. I don't have the real mower mod enabled, so you can see how bushes are being left alone. I guess if you're on PC and you don't want to and you want bushes to get mowed, just use the real mower mod. That'll take care of those bushes for you. They don't grow back though, so be prepared for that. I'm not quite sure why mowing this pathway. I wonder if I had the real mower mod enabled, and that's why when I mowed the pathway, it never came back. It never grew back. That might be. I'm gonna test that. I just thought of that. Maybe without the real mower mod enabled, it wouldn't do that. So I'll have to look at that, see that if that's the case. All right, let's dump some more grass in here. Thank you, Omotana, for the fermenting silo. Not very expensive. I think 20 or 30 grand to put down, and they hold, like I said, I think they hold a couple million liters. And they light up nice at night, too. Took a look at that. They light up very nicely. All right, so now I'm curious. I think it's too early still, but yeah, nothing distributed yet. I'm not sure what the timer is on that, if it's an hour or what, but I'm going to keep an eye on that because if it's not going to distribute, then I'll just switch it to storing. But that is going to do it for this Mellow Monday on Hinterland. I think I might do some more mowing, but next time we see each other, we should be in April and moving forward with our field work. You all have an awesome Monday. Take care of yourselves. Thanks for watching again, and leave a like if you enjoyed it. I'd appreciate that. And of course, subscribe if you like. And I'll see you again real soon back here on Hinterland. Bye for now.